This clip has gone viral on my side of social media, right? On my side of the internet. This young lady from NYC Scene Raves or NYC Rave Girls, it's an Instagram account where, if I'm not mistaken, what do they do here? They say, we're here to dance. The bio says on Instagram, NYC Weekend Rave Girl recommends posted every Tuesday. So these girls have this account, and from what I've seen, they're basically like rave influencers. So this is a thing now in the scene, right? They're not like techno TikTok influencers who just do get ready movement clubs. These girls, I've seen a few girls do that where they recommend, best parties of the week, best releases and shit, which is kind of cool to see this whole thing popping up. Kind of cool, kind of cringe. But still, you know, they have different bits on here. Look, good rave etiquette. Who the fuck are NYC rave girls? Tips for solo raving. You know, standard shit, right? So actually, let me see who they're about. Let's give them about, because we're going to go into the Berghain review, because the Berghain review has been really, really breaking my side of the internet. People have been really upset about their review of Berghain because it kind of come across a bit corny, and because they're American as well. There's a little, you know, just American. You know how American people are, innit? They're a little bit, you know how you guys are. So yeah, let's go through it. So this is the first post we'll go through. This is who the fuck are the NYC rave girls? So what does it say here in the caption? Oh hey. For those who are new here or who didn't meet us on TikTok first, here's a little bit about us. We are, how we got here, what we do, and what we believe. It's been one hell of a ride so far. We're so grateful to everyone we've met and often on the dance floor, and we can't wait to see what's to come. We're just happy to be here. Thanks for the trust. So let's go always to the fucking slideshow. Who are they? We are, how do you say her name? Kensnaya. K Senior is it? I'm not sure if the K is pronounceable or if it's silent, but let's say Senia. Maybe it's Senia. Maybe it's Ksenia. Senia and Mary, best friends and musical soulmates. House music is our drug of choice. Our friendship was born from dancing our faces off in hot honey Sundays, boat parties in the summer of 2021. We haven't stopped since. NYC Rave Girls is our passion project, and as most good things in life, it started as a beautiful accident. How we got here. Like lots of you, we found ourselves going to shows nearly every weekend. We'd always have the debrief afterwards, so we thought, why not document that? Just as fun and silly little project for ourselves. We came up with the name NYC Rave Girls and posted our first rave review on TikTok in September 2023. We made a habit of doing so after every party. Funnily enough, people started following along. Okay. A few months in, we started sharing monthly recommendation for raves, which parties to try and why. NYC has a lot of events, but it's hard to know which ones will actually match your vibe, especially if you're new or want to try something different. We also noticed people are really craving connection. We wanted to meet each other and go dancing together, so we started holding space for a community to grow. What we recommend, what we do, rave recommendations. Every Tuesday, we drop a list of 20 shows, parties or raves to check out on the weekend. We spotlight a few based on our personal taste and experience. This isn't an exact science, and we're not trying to list every event in NYC. We think about music venue, promoter, crowd, and we aim for a mix of big shows and little local gems. We don't know everything, so you're always welcome to add to the list. Community. Our Discord server, link in bio, is our happy place. Pretty early on, we realized flying solo can be a big barrier for entry to the scene, especially for girls. So we created a Rave Buddies channel for people link up and to go shows together in groups or big or small. We've heard more than a few besties have met this way. You'll also find channels for for music recommendations, show tips, safety advice, and more. Cool. As former dancers, we live to move. That's why our motto is and always will be the dance floor is for dancing. Yeah, but everyone's got that motto though. Come on, girls. Our favorite way to engage others is to dance through our own NYC Rave Girls parties, our pop-up style for now. But when they happen, expect good music, good people. Is this only for girlies? Nah. Being a rave girl is a state of mind. We will say this, girls to the front. Navigating nightlife as a woman can be scary, so whether it's behind the decks or in the dance floor, we want to help girlies confidently take up space. So it's not for girlies only, but it is for girlies only. Got it. We also great for the guys who get it. We lead by example, support the energy we're building, and look out for us. Sorry, the dance floor is including, but the best dance floors include all of us. That's true. To be honest, anyway. there's enough lads in the dance floor. There's enough lads in raves anyway. If there should be maybe a push for more girls to go out solo raving to mix things up a bit, because no one can deny, like, the energy of a club definitely shifts when there's a nice balance of genders and sex and sexual orientation and whatever else it may be. You need it, you know what I mean? In my personal opinion, I think it kind of adds to the night. If everyone's kind of the same, it kind of makes it stiff. It kind of turns it into like a fucking bro youth club thing, and no one wants that unless you actually want that. You know, maybe there's some scenes where that's encouraged, like maybe the tech house scene. That's like a good thing. But I think all over across the board, I think it's best for us to all be mixed. Cool. Big up NYC Rave Girls. How we operate, we don't think gatekeeping is cool. Love to hear that. We'll never expose truly underground events, but we'll share everything else we know. It took us a lot. I don't like this as well, because that's gatekeeping anyway. We're not going to expose truly underground event. Like, if you go, like, in my opinion, I'm sorry, but if I go to your event as a human being, I'm going to your event and I'm going to talk about it, like, because I'm a fucking human being. If it's underground and it's like, the moment it comes across my desk, the moment it comes across my fucking field of vision, it's no longer underground, because I don't really think I'm super plugged in underground. If it comes across my fucking line of sight, then it's cooked, isn't it? You're not only underground anymore. Just accept you're going to have normies and kind of stragglers and fucking NPCs like me to pop up. It is what it is. Not that big of a deal. Plus, it's also a promotion anyway, isn't it? It's your rave, bro. Like, I put on parties back in the day as well. Like, it's fucking difficult to bring people out. Like, as many people you can get to come out. And again, it doesn't really matter because you have door pickers anyway. It's not like you're going to get random people just like storming in. You're going to still have door pickers. Just let people fucking dance, man. You know what I mean? Allow it. It's all good. It took us a lot of trial and error to figure out the rave scene in NYC, but doing so had led it to a people and life we love. We want to help others find their people and their taste. We also strive to set a positive example. I'm curious to know, though. I'm curious to know how different or how similar the NYC scene is to London. Because I would imagine New York people, with their history in clubbing, with their history in nightlife, with their history in like dance music, house music, techno to some extent, disco, obviously think of Studio 54. I wonder how seriously they take raving. And I wonder how much of an issue it is that this whole scene has popped up, because there is a whole, I feel like New York has there's a big pool of like these young girls who just go out and like explore the city and document every part of it. Like, there's a lot of them. The girls that work in startups, fashion girlies, dime square girlies, and there's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of girls in fucking New York, like, posting content. So I wonder how much of an issue it is for people that put on events, because you want those girls at your raves and at your parties, but then when they go to your raves and parties, they're going to blow it up, you know? And these girls have big followings because some of them are really attractive, so they're going to have a lot of people following them. So, you know, I wonder if that's a big issue. I wonder. We'll never expose what we believe being us. Rave isn't about rave, and it's about to show up. Anyway, you get the gist, right? They seem really cool. In my opinion, I like them. I like this collective. I like what they're doing. But people weren't really happy with their review of Berghain because they thought it came across really corny and whatever else it may be. So let's actually watch the review, and I'll give my review of the review. So this is one of the NYC Rave girls. I'm not sure which one it is, but one of the NYC Rave girls decided to do a post-Berghain review. And I thought it was really good. For somebody that probably went into, you know, one of the biggest clubs in the world, it's a pretty crazy place. There's people doing crazy shit. Usually when I go in there, I'm fucking off my face. To come out of that rave and have this very coherent, you know, somewhat well put together fucking review, I think is an achievement in itself. So big up her for that. But let's hear what she has to say, then I'll tell you what I think on the other side.
I did it. I had my Berghain baptism, my very first time here, and I just want to thank the rave gods for looking out for me and granting me passage into this holy temple of house and techno, because that was church. Like,
I think already people at the Berghain community Reddit are not going to like this because she's referring to it as church. For some reason, people that live in Berlin or go there regularly, they hate the term church, which I've heard since I've went there for the first time, which is many, many years ago. It's always been somewhat people refer to, maybe, mostly because people go there on a Sunday and they say, oh, we're going to church. It's like a, you know, colloquial way to kind of describe going to Berghain. But for some reason, Berliners and Berghain regulars, they fucking hate the term or phrase church. For them, that's an indication that you're like a casual. You're like a Berghain casual, you know? You're like an NPC, you know? You're like a normie. Like, people don't like that at all. They fucking hate it. But hey, let her enjoy.
that was truly a spiritual experience. I put in a full 8-hour shift.
Nice.
Here's the receipt. 1:30 a.m. until 9:30. Currently, Monday morning. and something.
Not that long, by the way. That's kind of normal. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of normal. 8 hours is a minimum thing because a lot of good DJs usually play around that sort of time. 8 hours isn't that impressive. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Maybe she did it on purpose because she wanted to do a review. You know, maybe that was her intention. I'm only going there for 8 hours so I could do a coherent review because she still feels and looks rather fresh. But that's not that long. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because the club's gonna continue opening. It's gonna continue to be open until what? The next day on Monday morning at 8 a.m. or something. You know what I mean? It's not like not that big of a deal.
Changed in me in there. I haven't danced like that in years. I felt absolutely hypnotized by this DJ in the Panorama Room. His name is Andy something. I will follow.
Andy N. Baumeka. I don't know if N. Baumeka's real name is Andy. Well, that's fucking brilliant. I hope everyone trolls N. Baumeka. Anyway, he's a lovely guy, lovely DJ. He's actually one of the only DJs in Berghain. Not only. Yeah, he's probably the only one I've actually said hi to a couple of times. He's always lovely. Always, and I don't really have, me. I've spoken about some of my not good experiences saying hi to DJs in clubs where they sometimes can big time you. But that N. Baumeka, right? He's fucking great. He's a legend. He's actually if I'm not mistaken, he's a resident DJ there too. I don't know if his real name is Andy. I don't know if it is, but Andy is fucking crazy.
This man anywhere to the end of the earth. The sound there, the music, it's like the difference between fast food and fine dining. And that was fine dining in its most gourmet form, especially after...
Cringe! But I love it. You know what it is? I'm just going to interrupt again. You know what it is? Unfortunately, for everybody out there who's listening to my voice, who likes to go raving and shit, the actual cool aspect of raving is really not talking about it. Let's be honest. The cool aspect of raving is going to the rave and not actually talking about it. If you're posting about raving, you're doing get ready with me's and shit, you're doing fucking video, you're doing the blank, the video clips where you can't see anything because the sticker's over it, but then you're tagging Berghain, that's really uncool. That's lame as fuck. Let's be honest. The real cool part of raving is just going to the raves and enjoying yourself. Actually posting content about anything, especially including raving, is corny and lame as fuck. So that's what's happening here. I just think because she's making content, she comes across lame. But really, it's no different than talking about anything else. It's just inherently lame. Like, I'm inherently lame. I'm washed. I'm cooked. I know this. But I think the people that were watching and complaining, they go to raves and they go to Berghain and just go, post their picture outside and keep it moving. But when you're creating content, you're always going to come across corny because, that's the content world, man. There is no content without corny. You can't spell fucking content without C. You get me?
4 a.m. From 4 a.m. till I left at 9:30, the crowd was just like all the professionals were left, real dancers, and I felt so free because no matter what I did or how I looked, there was someone who was more intense or more next level than me, and there's a safety in that and like an acceptance, and it was bonkers. Just bonkers. And I just want to say, if at first you don't succeed, try again, because I actually woke up Sunday morning at like 10:30 a.m., got here, waited in line for an hour, didn't get in, came back again a little over 12 hours later, and wow, it really does.
I'm not going to lie, right? I've been very fortunate. Thank you to the Berghain gods, as she said, right? Thank you to the Berghain gods. I've never actually been denied entry, especially when I went by myself, ever. I think it has something to do with the way that I look, right? Black card, race card, BLM, all that shit. Wakanda forever. I think it has something to do with that. But any time that I've gone, the one time that I've gone with a group of guys, denied. That's actually a funny story. I actually went there with a group of guys. No, I actually didn't go to a group of guys. I bumped into them when I was out there. Some guys I went to college with. Big up you know who you are. We went to sixth form together. Big up St. Ange and St. Bonaventure's fucking sixth form. Or St. Bonaventure, St. Ange's sixth form. We went there back in the day. And I happened to bump into them. That happens all the time when you're in Berlin. You bump into the most random people. And they were like, oh yeah, let's go to Berghain together. And obviously, 10 lads from the UK already fucking off our tits, drunk and high as fuck. We turn up and obviously Sven at the door is like, not tonight, guys. Clearly. And for some reason, in our drunken high stupor, we go around the corner and we all swap jackets. Looking the way that I am, we all swap jackets. Everyone looking the way they are. We come back again, thinking that's going to work. And obviously, Sven looks at us like, what? Get out of here, man. So that's one of the only times I didn't get in. But again, I was with a group of very rambunctious white males, Asian males, black males, guys from London. But one place we did get in after we went, I think if I'm not mistaken, we went to fucking Club the Visionaire. That's how we got in. But that's actually a really good club as well. Big up Club the Visionaire.
Live up to the hype in every shape and form, and there's nothing like it. And my favorite moment was the moment where they started flashing the blinds and you just see the daylight pierce in, and it feels like salvation, like something holy just happened to you. So wow, I think my chakras are opened, and at the same time I'm definitely going to hell for going in there. I love you, Berlin. I finally did it.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed her review. I just think inherently it's very hard to not come across corny, to not come across cheesy when you're doing content. There's just no way to not do it. I've just seen some guy the other day go viral on my side of social media. No, somebody posted a clip of him, this Chelsea fan who's kind of doing bits with his content. And he was like, you know, doing the kind of forced reaction of being angry about a result, or no, about signing, I think. But because he hasn't got glasses on, which is another hack, by the way, if you're doing content online, make sure you wear glasses. Because if you wear glasses, you can kind of hide where your eyes are darting around, right? And you can kind of make sure people kind of pay attention to what you're just saying instead of your eyes darting around the room. So this guy was making content and he was talking about Chelsea and being pissed. But as he was trying to pretend like he was angry, his eyes are darting around, make sure no one was watching him. So he was more worried about people seeing him than he was about acting angry. So he was clearly acting. So there's a performance, there's a corniness, there's a lameness about content. It just is what it is. But if we take all that judgment away, if we just analyze what she said, look at her face, this girl had fucking fun. This girl had that moment, that experience that we've all had when we first go to Berghain, when we first go to a big club, when we first have our, you know, whatever moment that we have on a dance floor. She had a fucking blast, and she's telling us all the things that we've kind of, you know, loved about going to that place for the first time, getting in the first time, you know, getting searched for the first time, being able to kind of go up the stairs for the first time. Back in the day when I went actually the first time, I think they had that statue. I think in the place before you went up the stairs, there was a statue. And if I'm not mistaken, it was pissing, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken. There was a big statue of a guy pissing and shit. That was fucking cool. But just going up the stairs, hearing the sound fucking hit your face and shit. Going to, you know, hearing the sound in general. Everyone dancing. It's fucking amazing. We've all had that moment when we first go. So I don't really see what the problem is with that. I just think people are upset because she's a content creator talking about it. And there is this weird friction online, especially with certain raves, maybe with Berghain especially. People don't really like to talk. People don't like it when people talk about the things that they hold sacred, close to their heart. They want to keep it to themselves, but it's one of the most popular clubs in the world. Yes, it's hard to get into, but it's legitimately one of the most popular clubs in the world. It's protected by certain laws in Germany, in Berlin, preventing it from getting knocked down or whatever else it may be, or closed out of the blue. It's an institution. It probably contributes, I'd guess, probably billions to Germany's GDP every single fucking year. It's a tourist destination, so she's not really exposing anything. You know what I mean? Like let's be serious. She's just a little bit, a little bit excited, a little bit corny and cheesy because she's American. It is what it is. But I do like the review. I think she spoke well about it. I think she got across why people love the place. And from what I can see, she doesn't look super high or drunk too. That's a good advertisement. What would you prefer, me coming on there with my face and my jaw jiggling all over the place? I think that's a good kind of message to put out there. She's talking about it also as being a solo raver. So I think a lot of girls also take some encouragement out there about it too. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. I'm fucking all for it. But some people that weren't all for it were the guys and girls and the days and dems in betweens over there on the best fucking subreddit in the world, which is the Berghain community subreddit. They did not like this girl's review whatsoever. Let's read some of the replies on the post featuring this girl's review. The top comment with 313 upvotes. Okay, maybe saying all this in a video on social media is a mistake, but apart from that, this is simply a very satisfied clubber who just had the time of her life, who felt that more was possible, and who just had that confirmed. She plainly adored the night that she experienced, danced for hours, bothered no one, and isn't trying to project her ego onto it. So what's the problem? I've gone to quite a few nights recently where I've come away feeling decidedly shortchanged by the venue, the DJs, even the crowd. So I can relate to her euphoria at finally finding somewhere that feels like home. Exactly. Imagine if she's used to going to like commercial raves. Because I think that's sometimes the best contrast. If you're used to going to commercial raves, cheesy ones, corny ones, expensive ones, and you go to your first proper rave, doesn't have to be underground, Your post proper rave where there's a lot of intention and care put into everything, from the door picking to the lineup to the lighting to the smoke to the fucking sound to everything, right? You're gonna have a fucking mind blowing experience. It's almost gonna be a euphoric experience. It's gonna fucking blow every single particle of your fucking dome, and that's a good thing. And it's gonna give you hope. It might even inspire you to do your own thing. It might inspire you to start your own label, become a DJ yourself, put on your own fucking events. That's how life-changing these things can be. So I think she's a good advocate for that. So big up that person for that encouraging comment. The reply to it, that has 108 points, says as follows. I'm happy for her. I just think, quote unquote, vlogging about nightlife and partying is cringe in general. And the baptism part doesn't help either. Stop comparing this place to a church, you guys. Lol. That's never going to happen because unfortunately, it's open on Sundays. It looks kind of churchy in a way, depending on if you've seen Brutalist churches or churches in especially in America. There's mega churches. It's kind of aspects of it, and it's a funny thing to say. But that person is right. Vlogging in general is cringe. That's the truth of it. Vlogging is cringe. Vlogging is also really hard. If you've ever tried to vlog, like I did one time, there was a time where I tried to kind of like film myself doing things, right, working out, all this sort of malarkey. It's really hard to do. You feel very self-conscious about having the camera, especially if don't do it the fucking pussified way, right? Don't be a fucking pussy. Don't have the phone down here next to your waist, like looking up. No, put the phone properly, like up there. Like have it properly, like, above eyesight, and then start vlogging. Walking down the street, talking to yourself. See how embarrassing, see how fucking lame you feel. It's not fucking easy. So the people that do it, they have a certain level of like lack of shame, certain level of resilience, certain level of determination that most of us don't have. Which is why some of them end up becoming so successful, because we can't do it ourselves, so we view them doing it. We kind of live vicariously through them. But I don't think there's a way to vlog not lame. Like, somebody I think of straight away when I think of vlogging is Casey Neistat. Would you describe Casey Neistat as cool, my fellow viewer, my dear listener? Would you ever describe Casey Neistat as being cool? I don't think so. And he's one of the best vloggers of all time, right? And even he couldn't make vlogging look cool. So it just is what it is. You kind of enjoy it or you don't, but there's no way of not making it not cool. Let's go to another reply. Only 8 hours. Those are rookie numbers. That's what I said, by the way. 8 hours is nothing really. But to be fair, it also, I like that she worked up to it. I think the mistake people make, like I did, was what people do when it comes to like 5Ks, right? Where you try and like pace yourself. When maybe try and go out of the blocks really fast. The first 5K. You're probably not meant to do that. I think once you get experience, you can. But when you first start, you should jog it like normally. And then once you get the hang of it, if you want to go for your PR, just hit the blocks, just come out the blocks super fast and just hang on for dear life. But when it comes to raves, I think it's better to just work up to it slowly. So the first time she went is 8. I'm sure when she goes the second time, she'll try and go from Saturday morning until maybe Sunday evening. You kind of ramp up little by little. But the most time I've been there, I think, in one setting was 18 hours. I think that's maybe the time, maybe 2 Berghain trips ago. That was the one time, my longest time. 18 hours is one where I've been there non-stop, haven't left, haven't gone to pick up, haven't gone to fucking withdraw. I've just been in the same place for 18 hours. I think that was the last time that I did that. But yeah, 8 hours is whatever I did. But hey, she still did it. Another person says, cringy, absolutely. But I love seeing people happy and excited about things. There's so much sadness and apathy in this world, but I'm always support moments of joy and enthusiasm that don't harm anyone, anything, of course. Exactly. There's so much. Most of us are quite cynical, myself included. Most of us are quite black-pilled, myself included. But when someone's just sharing their moment, sharing their, experience with no fucking agenda and not hurting anybody, I don't know how you can hate that. Yes, is it corny? Yes, is it cringe? But I think a lot of that has to do with her being American and her also creating content. You just can't escape it. You cannot escape it. Even me. I don't necessarily think I'm the most corniest person in the world. But even when I watch my own stuff, to edit or to clip or to timestamp, I cringe so much, I want to fold into my own fucking belly button. You just can't escape it. It is inherently lame. Like, I think there's nothing worse than when somebody asks you, hey, what do you do? I'm a content creator. The only thing worse than admitting you're a content creator is saying you're a DJ. The only thing worse than fucking admitting you create content online for a living or you're an influencer is admitting you're a fucking DJ. Cringe, lame, whatever, don't matter. If we all fucking disappear tomorrow, if we all fucking got Thanos fucking finger snap tomorrow, no one would fucking care. The life would go on, you know? There'll be dolphins swimming around the fucking River Thames again, you know? No one would fucking matter. It wouldn't matter if we weren't around anymore. We contribute zero to life in general. So yeah, inherently lame. Another person says, not trying to be overtly defensive, but I think passing judgment here is a little boring. She clearly seemed to have a good time and felt blessed to get in. I know a lot of Americans who go and don't get in. Then next thing you know, your vacation is up and you have to leave. Most Americans can't even afford to go on vacation in Europe. Exactly. Americans, I've heard because of my Random Show. Big up Random Show. Make sure you subscribe to the Random Show at Random Show AZ on my other channel. Make sure to subscribe to the Random Show, one of the best channels ever created when it comes to comedy commentary. Even on the Random Show, some of my fucking viewers have told me that Americans get 10 days of vacation sometimes. Not all the time across the board. They get 10 days. And us in Europe, what do we get? Like 20 or something? Something stupid? Plus public holidays and shit, right? We get a crazy amount of fucking holidays per year if you work full time. In fucking America, you get 10 days if you're lucky. So imagine taking that time to come over from America all the way, I don't know, if you live in fucking Texas, Utah, Arizona, fucking Philly, I don't know, wherever you may live, right? Coming all the way over here, wherever that flight is, it's probably going to be minimum 10 hours. And then you don't get in at Berghain. It's going to break your heart, bro, especially if you're really looking forward to a fucking event. And Americans must have a particular sheen, a particular fucking patina, a particular fucking glow hue about them that I'm sure most people would recognize from the upset. But it doesn't mean they're not a part of the crew. Like, I bet you probably Americans, you know, they probably disproportionately get rejected from places like Berghain than most people. I'd imagine. Because they just scream American. Some people will think they're gonna be trouble, but they're not. They're just, you know, they're from where they're from. So imagine going that way and not getting in. It's fucking brutal. So if you do get in, I get why you're going to be super excited about it. It makes sense. So allow them. It continues. If you're from America or Canada, there really is no comparison to nightlife. Europeans really take it for granted. Yes, we do. Especially Berliners. Let's fucking focus into Berliners. All my Berliners out there. You motherfuckers take your shit for granted. I see people complaining about ticket prices. I'm like, you're complaining about 20 euros to see a DJ. Brother. Most places in London, even fucking shitty basement clubs are like 30 euros some places. Like some big nights in fucking Fabric, 50 euros, 100 euros. Standard. And y'all are complaining about going to Berghain and seeing 17 of the world's best DJs for fucking 25 euros. Oh, it's not the same as it once was. It's not 15 euro anymore. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. Let's be fair. And also, they've got clubs that are open like 24/7. Clubs are open from Sunday fucking morning, Saturday evening, or Friday fucking night, all the way to fucking Saturday. They've got pubs. Forget that. They've got pubs. We got the Dorf. They've got pubs that are open from evening all the way until fucking early morning, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning. You can't find many clubs in London that are open past 4. And they've got pubs that open all the way until 8 a.m. in the morning. Dive bars near fucking Cockbus Tor and shit. Open until 8 a.m. in the morning. They take it for granted. They really fucking do. They really do take it for granted. Europeans really take it for granted that they have the ability to go clubbing to that extent, especially if you don't have access and you have to put in an actual effort. This could have been a bucket list item for her for ages, and is feeling happy about it all. 8 hours surely is nothing but to her, it will be a memory she'll remember fondly forever. Exactly. She's never going to forget that first experience of Berghain, especially as an American. She's never going to forget it. If it had such an effect on me, and I've had, you know, London has a fucking great history of having some of the greatest nightclubs ever in the history of fucking nightclubs. And I've had my fair share of good experiences around Europe as well. But she's coming from America. Like, that's going to blow her mind. That's going to really set the standard, set the benchmark. You know what I mean? And also, I was wondering as well about the granted thing. If you live in Europe, you also take fucking raving for granted. Like, if you live in mainland Europe, you take raving for granted because you can jump on trains, bro. You can jump on trains and go to fucking places in Italy, places in Spain, places in France, Portugal. That's popping now. You can go places in Eastern Europe, Central Europe, and have a fucking blast in some of the best clubs in the world, and be back in time for work on Monday morning. Like, honestly, motherfuckers take what they have for granted so fucking much, and then get upset when people see all that amazing shit and lose their mind. You know? They're allowed to like do drugs in clubs essentially by only going in the toilets. They don't get searched that extensively. There's a door picking thing at the fucking door. People are there free, 100% selves on the dance floor. People getting off in dark rooms. The sound is immaculate. Great fucking DJ, what you call it, set list and shit. Like, you niggas take it for granted, man. Really do fucking do. Honestly, spend a year in London. Spend a year in London, like paying fucking €100, £100 each night you go out minimum, and then you'll see what I want. When she said it was the 4 a.m. and only the professionals were left, I died. Yeah. But to be fair, she's kind of right. Around 4 a.m. in the morning on Sundays, it does kind of like, there's a weird shift, I think, rotation in terms of people there. I think so, because usually if I want to go on a Sunday, I'll usually try and go between the hours of like 3 a.m. and 9 a.m. That's usually the window that I'll try and go. It's sometimes a bad time because people would sometimes leave a club on Saturday. They will in on Saturday evening to leave. But I find if you usually go around that window, maybe if you tighten it up, maybe if you do that 3 to 6 a.m., you usually have got a better chance of getting in, and there's not that big of a queue. But I could be wrong. Another one here says that Molly was still hitting. Yep, good to hear. Another person also says that long accepted techno's pretentious nature. I've long accepted techno's pretentious nature. Kay's enthusiasm here might seem cringe, but that's not her problem. The complaints here echo the conservatism and fascism that venues at Berghain were created to escape. Good point, actually. Some of you sound like evangelical Christians, preaching freedom, acceptance, and non-judgments while creating exclusionary environments that reflect your own internal conservatism. Exactly. And gatekeepism as well, if that is a thing. We're all experiencing a global slide towards fascism. I would encourage everyone to treat each other nicely. Try not to allow your minds to calm police officers, and always seeking to exclude, destroy, and harm rather than create better material conditions that provide your communities to thrive. Exactly. I really, really do encourage that. That's actually a good comment. I'm upvote that, big of that person. The arrogance in this thread is mental. She's gone and loved it and made a happy video talking positively about it. Some of you guys have big problems. I agree. Patronizing a club is always the next level second-hand embarrassment. Again, two cool people talking there. I feel this is less about Berghain and raving and more about what happens to an influencer when you give them permission to make a video about permission. Who needs? You don't need to. Anyway. After 8 hours of not being able to make a post, the sentiment is cute, but the whole IG account off the wall cringe and cheesy. Yeah, Andy something. Cringe. People saying church to it is the most cringe thing. And yeah, people are just upset. But I personally love it. I just want to thank the technical gods at church 8 hour shift. Here's a receipt. Anyway, big up NYC Rave girls. I'm a fan of them. I like their little collective. I like what they're doing personally. I think this is generally a good thing. They've got posts up here about rave etiquette, right? Telling people how to behave on the dance floor. I don't think it's a bad thing, or encouraging good behavior on the dance floor. Putting out that kind of content, right? Look at that. Look at that hat that she's wearing on the dance floor. Anti-Yapper Club. Anti-Yapper Club is fucking brilliant, right? Talk over the music breaks the spell of everyone around you and pulls you out of your environment. Plus, don't your vocal cords hurt. I agree with that one. Mind your space. Say excuse me and sorry. Take care of others. If something is happening to help someone having a hard time, don't look the other way. I like that. Check your phone use is a good one. That's something that I need to kind of get in. I need to kind of get under control. I sometimes can go a bit crazy in terms of recording clips to kind of fine tune ideas on the dance floor. But really and truly, you should be doing that from the side. If you're on the dance floor, put your phone in your pocket and just fucking go crazy. Move your body, move your limbs. Actually, weird enough, especially in London, because everyone's a bit, stuck up and a little bit sometimes pretentious and a little bit too like shy. I've actually found if you actually go on a dance floor and you actually really shake your money maker and go crazy, most people will follow your lead, and you'll end up having a fucking great effect on the dance floor. And everyone will fucking go crazy and actually start enjoying themselves. So it's actually a beneficial to all if you go to the dance floors and decide to keep your phone in your pocket, because you'll then end up improving the overall ambiance and vibe of the rave itself. Consent is non-negotiable. That's obviously obvious. Guys and girls dancing on their own is not an invitation. Very much true. I just think in general, just I don't know. In my opinion, even if you're like a red-blooded male, a heterosexual male who just wants to fucking get your dick wet and shit, I would really encourage you just go on a dance floor without the intention of thinking of trying to pull. And most likely, if you want to pull, you will probably end up pulling. Although I think you should be going there trying to find friends and connection and shit, and just going to enjoy the music and enjoy the DJs. But if you really want to pull, the best way to pull is to not pull, If you go in there and try to fucking grab people's arms, the backs of their waists and stuff, and talk and stuff, and all that sort of nonsense. Like, is it your first time? Are you here for the deep? Like all that nonsense. It's long. But if you're actually having a good time, and actually you're contributing somewhat to the atmosphere on the dance floor, there's more of a chance that somebody will take a liking to your energy, to your vibe, and come over to you, which is a weird one because a lot of guys don't get that, especially if you're not fucking conventionally cute. You don't usually get a lot of people coming over to you. But if you're actually a good vibe in the dance floor, you got a big smile on your face, whether it's fucking, you know, powered by MDMA or whatever else. If you're actually on there having a good time, people will recognize that and be like, oh my god, I want to be standing next to this person because that person looks like they're having a fucking blast. Respect those who make it happen. Tip your bartenders, it says here. Don't harass DJs or get in their personal space. That's so true. I wish there could be more, but I think when I eventually start doing a rave again, I'm going to definitely make it a thing that no one's allowed in the booth that isn't a DJ, that isn't playing, basically. Like, just leave it empty and make the focus again the dance floor and take away the fucking focus on the fucking booth. That needs to be a thing. It honestly does need to be a thing because it's annoying how often people will just make the booth the new fucking DJ place. You know, it's fucking piss take. Like, just let people rave and play. You get me? But hey, what do I know? Definitely don't walk across the decks. Yeah, that person's fucking crazy. Leave no trace. Don't throw drinks on the floor. Stick gum on the strange places. Yeah, this is a good page, man. I'm actually going to give them a follow. They're a good page. I like them. I like NYC Rave Girls. I encourage you check them out. NYC Rave Girls are fucking sick. Big up NYC Rave Girls. They do fucking great shit. They're promoting a good message out there. We freaking love to hear it and see it. Let's actually check out a couple of things that they posted. Let's see one thing that they did recently. Let's go for a couple of clips actually. Let's actually go through it. This is their thing, right? Boom. Let's actually go through a couple of their clips. I'm curious to see what they've done here. Let's go this one. Let's play this one. The answer to your problem, you are more than you promise. If you feel that you can take no more, and your feet are headed for the door, gotta keep on dancing. The peak of the Maccabi House roller coaster ride with Adam 10, I think, and someone called Mita Gami, immediately followed by Mita's mix of Danny Tengarli's Brooklyn Gypsies. Honestly, left us lost for words. As great as I like some of these accounts, I feel like there is too much emphasis on like booth pics. If I'm being a little bit critical, observation-wise, I would like to see a lot more video clips taken from the fucking dance floor. You know, like I feel like a lot of these accounts, the aim is to eventually get on the guest list. The aim is to eventually get in the green room and be a part of the crew and behind the scenes. Like, nah, just keep promoting stuff about the punters. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the most important people in the dance music scene anyway. I think DJs are 10 a penny, clubs are 10 a penny in some places, but I think the actual people that are important are the community and the people that are on that dance floor. They're the most important people. So having angles always from the dance floor, various angles from the front to the back to the sides, is a way better way to kind of get across a mood and the vibe of a place. Because I think about some of the clips that I used to observe when I was first getting into dance music and shit. I used to always check out YouTube and go and I had this weird ritual where I'd kind of check out all the best raves around the world on RA, and then I'd check who was playing, and then I'd check their names, put it into YouTube, search via last uploaded or latest uploaded, and then somebody would have uploaded a clip of, I don't know, Gerd Jansen playing in some random warehouse somewhere, Ricardo Lobos playing at some random warehouse somewhere, Jamie Jones playing somewhere, and they'd usually post a clip in order to get a tune ID. But usually those clips were like from random areas, someone at the back, someone at the side. Very rarely were they like people in the DJ booth trying to become friends and suck off people. There was always people on the dance floor, and you got a way better idea and impression and the vibe, and way more FOMO from people actually taking pictures and videos on the dance floor. Like some of those, I remember some of those first Someways videos I saw, some of the first DC10 videos I saw, some of the first Cap of Futures videos I saw were all from the dance floor, you know? And I feel like there's a lack of that nowadays. Everything's about, you know, everyone kind of wants to be in a booth, which I get because it can kind of be fun, but the main fun is in the fucking dance floor, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. It's called Never Stop Dancing. And again, great stuff, by the way. Again, on the dance floor, filming themselves dancing. Love it. And I love that they're actually dancing too. They're not doing that fucking annoying techno stomp that everyone does. You know that thing that everyone does in Berlin? That fucking, I'm sure you've seen videos of it, right? Different accounts. That fucking weird fucking techno thing that everyone fucking does. I'm like that they're actually dancing for it.
Big news, our next NYC
In case you missed it, we're taking over the house of Yes NYC. Nice to hear it.
Rave Girls party is officially on the calendar, and we are doing a full venue takeover of House of Yes and Onyx Room on Friday, September 26th from 10 p.m. till 4 a.m.
It happens to be our 2-year anniversary, so we thought, why not? Let's throw a party and just have all the Rave Girls come out.
That's pretty cool though, isn't it? Because if they're promoting, if this whole page is about, you know, inspiring people, motivating people to go out and rave more, especially girls, it's pretty cool when they get given these sort of opportunities, because it means they can sort of like give you their impression, their view, or present their view of what raving should look like, right? They get a chance to really go crazy with the fucking production of the whole thing, lighting, sound, you know, programming. Maybe they might have a full girl lineup of like underground, up and coming people. It's actually kind of a cool thing to see. So then you end up having another rave on you know, out there on the fucking listings that kind of mixes things up a bit. And for people that want to go out and stuff, I'm all for it.
Been to our parties before, you know the vibe, and if you haven't, give us a chance, because everybody comes to dance, and we're really excited about this one because there's gonna be no phones on the dance floor, so we can be fully in the moment.
Our parties are never about the lineup, but we have some icons coming out for this one.
The main room is going to be more high energy, house vibe, really celebratory. We actually booked Remarkable for this one. I'm so excited. She is a Detroit legend. She has her own radio show on Defected, so it's very much that vibe. And we saw her together with Chromeo last year, and we're like blown away.
Best energy.
Like, she is truly remarkable. That's why her name is Remarkable.
And then in the Onyx Room, it's going to be a little darker, a little bit more sultry, maybe some techno vibes in there.
We have a really special guest coming there as well.
Not gonna lie, I wouldn't. The first descriptive word that comes to mind when it comes to techno, I wouldn't think sultry. Not gonna lie. It's interesting how people have different interpretations of the sound, but I wouldn't necessarily listen to techno and think it has a sultry vibe. You know, I think slutty. You know, I think sleazy. You know, I think somewhat even slimy if you're going for the S's, but I wouldn't necessarily think sultry. But anyway, big up them regardless. That rave is coming up soon, right? What they say, 26th of September. Keep an eye out for that if you're in New York.
In our humble opinion, if you love electronic dance music, you have to see Above and Beyond at least one time in your life.
Their shows are like therapy. The music, the energy, the crowd, it's really healing. One of the most euphoric dance floor experiences you'll ever have.
And if you're in NYC, you have a chance to catch them on Friday, September 5th at Forest Hill Stadium. They're actually debuting a brand new live production built specifically for this tour. Also, obviously playing all their greatest hits. Sun and Moon is my kryptonite every single time. And music from their new album.
They're originally Trance Kings, but their sound has evolved to bring more like progressive and other dreamy sounds, wearing synths, really heartfelt vocals, and really cinematic builds. I promise you, you will probably tear up.
Cinematic builds. Oh, it's so cringe. It's so cringe. You can't help it, but it's like, it is what it is, isn't it? Cinematic builds, you know. Excuse me?
Manhattan versus Brooklyn, which has a better house music scene?
Is that how you pronounce Manhattan? Manhattan? Wow.
In our humble opinion, if you...
Manhattan versus Brooklyn, which has a better house music?
Let me know in the comments. Is that how you pronounce Manhattan? Manhattan? Or is that from where she's from? Is that her accent? Jesus Christus.
Scene. Brooklyn.
It's not even a competition.
Hi, who am I here with?
NYC Rave Girls. I'm Ksenia.
I'm Mary. What's your biggest hot take
Okay, so her name is a silent K. It's Sonia. It's not Kasunya.
on New York City nightlife?
It'd be a dance audition to go backstage, or like a vibe check.
Dream back-to-back set.
Who made who?
Oh, sick.
Back-to-back tripleism. Back-to-back Adam 10 Miragami.
B8B. We are NYC Rave.
These are really, it's interesting the difference in terms of like things people like in it, because a lot of these names I don't really know. Are they I guess they're probably people that have usually do the American circuit, or maybe it's just a different genre, but I don't think I've seen who and me. The only one I recognize is that Who and Me one, because I think I got some tracks of theirs in my fucking Serato or my record box, but a lot of these people are very America-centric, I think.
Rave Girls, but we love the Danishman.
Worst subgenre of EDM.
I'm gonna have to go with tech house on this one, and that's a bold statement, but this is coming from someone who was born in tech house and just graduated.
I don't want to yuck anyone's yum.
Never.
Favorite city to see a show in?
I do love Ibiza so much.
I just came back from a field trip to Berlin. My soul belongs there.
If you had to
Okay, fair play, man. Fair play. Big up NYC Rave Girls. Check them out. They make some good content. I like what they do. I like what they flicking do.